Ever wondered why we always seem to measure ourselves against others? From the moment we gain awareness, we find ourselves in a world that thrives on comparison. It's a natural instinct to gauge where we stand in relation to those around us. Let's look to understand the behavior. As a child, we're learning, growing, and discovering the world around us. Our society often ranks children based on their abilities in sports, hobbies, and academics. This early socialization and competitive environment instills in us the habit of comparison. It's an echo from our past, resounding through our present. Fast forward to adulthood, and the comparisons intensify. It's no longer confined to the playground or the classroom. Now, we're exposed to a barrage of print media, TV, and perhaps the most influential of all, social media. These platforms bombard us with images and narratives of people living what seems like perfect lives. The glitz, the glamour, the success stories, it's easy to get swept away by this flood of perfection. Suddenly, our own lives might seem mundane, our achievements insignificant. We start measuring our worth against these polished personas, these idyllic narratives, these meticulously curated snapshots of other people's lives. It's as if we're looking at the world through a warped mirror, distorting reality and skewing our self-perception. This is the comparison trap we find ourselves in. We're constantly sizing up our lives against others, trying to figure out if we're good enough, successful enough, happy enough. The yardsticks of comparison are ever-changing, and it's an exhausting race to keep up. But are the comparisons healthy for us? As we delve deeper into this topic, let's remember that it's not about rejecting comparison altogether, but rather learning how to navigate it in a way that serves us, not hinders us. So, stay tuned as we explore the dangers of comparison and how we can break free from this cycle. Now, let's delve into the dark side of comparison. Imagine you're a painter, and you've just completed your masterpiece. You're proud of your creation, but then you see another artist's work, perhaps more detailed, maybe more colorful. Suddenly, your own painting seems less brilliant, less worthy. This is the pitfall of comparison. When we compare ourselves to others, we're often looking at their highlight reel, not the countless hours of practice, the failures, and the struggles they've endured. We're comparing our behind the scenes with their on-stage performance. This can lead to a feeling of envy, a destructive emotion that can eat away at our self-esteem and happiness. Furthermore, comparison often leads to dissatisfaction. We may have been perfectly content with our life, our skills, our appearance, until we began to compare. Suddenly, what we have isn't enough because someone else has more or better. This dissatisfaction can make us critical, not only of ourselves, but also of others. We become less appreciative of our own achievements and more focused on what we lack. This constant comparison can also breed shallowness. When we're always looking at others, we stop looking within. We stop appreciating our own worth and start valuing ourselves based on how we stack up against others. This can make us lose sight of who we are and what truly matters in life. In the worst case, constant comparison can even lead to depression. This usually happens when we feel we can't measure up, no matter how hard we try. We feel inadequate, and this can take a toll on our mental health. Here's an example. Consider the story of a top student who always compared himself to his peers. Despite his achievements, he never felt good enough. He was always striving for more, never content. Eventually, the pressure overwhelmed him, and he slipped into a state of depression. Comparison, when unchecked, can rob us of our contentment and peace of mind. So it's crucial to recognize these dangers and learn how to navigate the world without falling into the comparison trap. Ever noticed how everyone's life on social media seems so perfect? We've all scrolled through our feeds, gazing at pictures of smiling friends on exotic vacations, or posts about promotions, engagements, and adorable babies. It's easy to feel like everyone else is living a picture-perfect life while we're just struggling to keep up. But here's the thing. Social media isn't real life. It's a highlight reel, a carefully curated collection of the best moments. It's like a digital mirage, shimmering with the promise of perfection, but ultimately just an illusion. People tend to share their victories rather than their defeats. They post about their new car or their dream vacation, but they rarely talk about the years of hard work it took to afford those things, or the credit card debt they're now in. They share pictures of their perfect family, but they don't show the fights, the sleepless nights, or the piles of unwashed laundry. And that's okay. Social media is a place for people to share their joys and celebrate their achievements. But it's crucial to remember that it's not the whole story. It's a mirage that can make us feel inadequate if we compare our lives to these polished, idealized versions. This feeling of inadequacy can lead to a cycle of envy, dissatisfaction, and self-criticism. It can make us feel like we're not good enough, not successful enough, not happy enough. And in extreme cases, it can even lead to anxiety and depression. So how can we navigate this social media mirage? First, remember that everyone is fighting their own battles, even if they're not posting about them. Second, try to limit your social media time. Spend more time living your life than comparing it to others. And finally, focus on your own goals, your own happiness. Because at the end of the day, your life is not a competition. It's a journey unique and beautiful in its own way. Remember, not everything that glitters on social media is gold. So, how do we break free from the comparison trap? Let's start with an essential step: limiting social media time. Many of us are guilty of spending hours scrolling through picture-perfect profiles, which can fuel feelings of inadequacy. So, try setting aside designated times for social media and stick to it. You'll be amazed at how much free time you suddenly have. Now let's turn to our personal life goals. Remember, comparison steals joy. Rather than focusing on someone else's achievements, focus on your own. Are you working towards a promotion, mastering a new skill, or perhaps planning a trip? Whatever your goals may be, they are yours, and they are worth pursuing. For instance, let's say you've always wanted to run a marathon. Instead of comparing your current fitness level to that of a seasoned runner, focus on your progress. Celebrate each milestone, whether it's running your first mile without stopping or shaving a few minutes off your personal best. Next, cherish your family and friends. They are the ones who love and appreciate you for who you are, not what you have or haven't accomplished. Spend quality time with them, make memories, and remember to appreciate their unique qualities too. After all, comparison is a two-way street. And finally, prioritize a healthy lifestyle. This doesn't mean you have to follow the latest diet trends or become a gym fanatic. Instead, find what works for you. Maybe it's taking a walk during your lunch break, cooking a healthy meal, or simply getting a good night's sleep. Let's take Jane as an example. Jane used to compare her fitness level to her friends and often felt discouraged. But then she decided to focus on what she enjoyed: yoga. She started attending weekly classes and even began practicing at home. Over time, she became stronger, more flexible, and most importantly, happier. Remember, the key to breaking free from comparison is focusing on what makes you unique. Be kind to yourself, celebrate your progress, and remember that everyone's journey is different. It's time to shift our focus from others' lives to our own. In the end, remember, everyone's journey is unique. That's the thing about life, isn't it? No two stories are the same. Each of us, every single one of us, is on a unique journey, charting our course, creating our narrative, painting our masterpiece. And that's something truly beautiful. We're all individuals, with our strengths, our flaws, our dreams, and our struggles. And that's what makes us, us. It's what makes you, you. Your life isn't meant to be a carbon copy of someone else's. Instead, it's a vibrant tapestry of experiences, memories, and moments that are uniquely yours. So why not embrace that? Embrace the fact that no one else in the world can live your life. No one else can dream your dreams or face your challenges. No one else can experience your triumphs or learn from your mistakes. That's all you. And that's something to be proud of. When we let go of the urge to compare, we allow ourselves to truly experience our own journey. We free ourselves from the shackles of envy and dissatisfaction. We realize that our worth is not determined by how we stack up against others, but rather by how we view ourselves. And that brings us to the importance of self-love and acceptance. To truly embrace your unique journey, you need to love and accept yourself, not the idealized version of yourself you see in others, but the real, authentic you. The you that's made mistakes and learned from them. The you that's been knocked down and gotten back up. The you that's faced adversity and come out stronger. That's the you that's worth celebrating. So let's shift our focus. Let's not let comparison steal our joy. Let's not let the illusion of perfection make us feel inadequate. Let's focus on our own goals, our own dreams, our own journey. Let's embrace our individuality, our uniqueness, our journey. Because in the end, that's what really matters. Your life, your journey, your story. And remember, your life is your story, and it's one worth telling without any comparisons.